Hopefully I remember to turn the microphone on. Yeah, I'll remember to do that. All right, the main reason we got to get through some verbiage today is because geometry is very, very heavy on language and words and all that fun jazz, and you have to know how to write it. If you don't know how to write it, you're in trouble. For example, if I do something like this, if I put the letter down A, B, C, what shape am I talking about? Am I talking about a triangle, a square, a rectangle, or
all the above, possibly?
all the above, possibly? Yeah, it could be everything. So you have to label things. Like if I'm talking about a triangle, I want a triangle, right? If I'm talking about, there is a subtle difference between all of these. You know what I mean? If I do A, B, and I put subtle differences on top, there are differences that you have to know between. Because if you don't write them, what happens on the test is you get them wrong. Like if you just write A, B, and you're talking about a line, or I don't know what you're talking about. You have to pretend like I'm dumb, not too hard to do, and like your audience is stupid, they don't know what you're talking about, so you got to tell them what you're talking about. You got to be very specific on what you're saying. All right? That's why I'm going to harp on it a lot. That way it'll make it easier later on. So let's do this. All right, points. Well, a point is darn easy. A point is a location. Now, the reason why I put lines there are for if you, like, I cannot write in a straight line. I don't know about you guys. I can't draw a straight line. I write uphill. So I have the lines there so you guys can draw lines or you can write straight if you want to. That's why I do it. But, hey, what's up?
I'm slightly better at drawing, but I still can't. Well, I'm slightly better at writing, but at the same time, I also use. There's also this text here. There's also this feature where you can type down the notes.
Oh, that's nice.
You should probably try it.
Is that Notability or Good Notes?
It
looks like Notability.
Yeah, Notability.
Oh, nice. All right, so it's a location with no size. It's interesting that there is like, it says no size, but. Oh, also, remember, use colors. Colors, colors, colors. Change the colors. Use the color scheme you want. By using colors, by writing in different colors, miraculously, it helps you remember better. That's cool. Because your brain is used to remembering what? Black and white, or I'm sorry, black, blue, and whatever color pencil is, gray. I don't know. So your brain's so used to using those colors for the past however long you've been in school, hopefully not longer than 21 years, that using colors helps you remember better. All right, so use colors. Okay, location with no size. All right, a visual definition. So if you just want a visual definition, just like this. Whoops. Yeah, it's just a dot. Oh man, why is my pen deciding not to? I guess my pen doesn't want to. No, it ran up. Oh, there it is. There we go. So just like a dot anywhere and just label it whatever letter you want. There you go. That's a visual definition. So if you're a person, oh, I gotta say something else before I do this. When you're doing notes, please write the notes down the way that you remember best. So like I might use less words than what you need. Write it down your way. The notes are for you. They're not for me. All right. That should go for any class, by the way. All right. Take the notes are valuable for you. All right. Visual definitions. Now here's how I want you to write it forever and always. You cannot write, like in my case here, A. You can't write this. What the heck? I can't write anything. No. No, it's on. It just is like, I don't want to wake up today.
Same.
There we go. Yeah, it keeps unconnecting. Maybe I need to charge it more. There you go. That's how you need to write it. PT. Point. Point A. Now, you are more than welcome to write it like this if you like. You can write it like that if you want.
Can we just write A?
Nope. Yep, you gotta explain what you're talking about. Pretend like you're explaining something to somebody who doesn't know anything about what's going on. And if you just write down A, they might be thinking you're starting a sentence. Maybe like A, circle. So yeah, do point. All right, so you can do point or PT. You don't need the period if you don't want to write the period. I just do that just because I'm old and that's how we do it. Old people. Questions about point? I'm always on point. I'm always on fleek. Do I say fleek anymore? Or fleck? Fleek, fleck?
No, unfortunately, you are old, but that's a
That's
good
true.
thing. That's a good thing, though. You have knowledge.
Well, my wife claims I do not have any knowledge.
And well, as long as you seek knowledge and you gather it, you will have more knowledge than anyone else.
You can write on there, but it's not correct.
So seek knowledge and you shall acquire knowledge with time.
Seek knowledge and you shall acquire.
Yeah, that's another thing about it. That's kind of like graded, because yeah, that's obvious.
All right, let me go this route. I use my personal iPad, yeah. Oh no, school iPad's janky. Oh no, I have my wife's pencil. Gosh darn it. I don't think my pen really wants to work today. All right, a line is made up of... How many points do you think a line's made up of?
And because it's
Close.
because there's a start but no end. Well, I guess no start or end.
Yeah. So how many points do you think? Here, let's do this. Let me draw a visual representation of a line.
That's most likely infinite.
Whoops, hold on. Let me go back.
Infinite or zero.
Hold on, where's the erase? Oh, erase is here. So I gotta get back into using good notes. Been a while. Now remember, if you want to draw a straight line, you can go like this and hold your pen down, and it makes it straight for you.
Oh, pretty sure.
All right, so that's a good thing to do.
That's bad to say. You
All right.
just add arrows.
Yeah, arrows for sure. All right, notice that this line has arrows.
What does made up mean?
Oh, I'm gonna finish that. Sorry. Thank you very much. Yeah, I'm gonna finish that sentence. Sorry. I want visual first. Kind of skipped that one. All right, so if you got a line, how many points are on that line? So like if I were to draw a point, there, let's do this. We got one here, one here, one here. How many more? Can I draw more?
Yeah.
Yeah. How many should I go? Like,
As many as you want, I guess.
so how many do you think are on there? Infinite, right? So like if I keep zooming in, guess what? There's more space. More time to do dots. So this is made up of an infinite amount of points. Just to let you know, well, no, I'll spell the word out. Oh, crud. Remember also when you're doing good notes or notability, if you scratch through the word, it erases it. So like if I wrote made up and I scratch through it, it erases it. So made up of infinite points. You can also use the infinite symbol, but I really suck at, for some reason, drawing an 8 sideways. I can't do. I don't know why.
Yeah.
How do we spell infinite?
There you go. Oh, I forgot an I think. Infinite. I forgot an I right here. There you go. Yeah, I can't spell. That's why I teach math. And my handwriting sucks. So if you can't read my handwriting, please let me know. So made up of infinite number of points.
I can
Do we do how to write it for point?
Yeah, we're gonna do it. Oh, for what? The
Point.
um.
To write.
Oh, how to write it? Oh yeah, just point. Yeah, just point A or point A. So now we'll do line. All right. So what you have to have a line is you have to have at least 2 points. All right. So I'm gonna go ahead and draw my line with 2 points. Whoop. Pull it down. Now I'm gonna label these points. Put whatever letters you want. I'm gonna use X and Y, just because that's like the math thing, X and Y. I don't know why math chose X's and Y's. All right, so you have to have at least 2 points. Someone said that earlier. I heard someone say 2 points and 3 points. That's perfect. For example, I used X and Y. Now, when that green line I drew, what's special about it compared to some other lines you can draw? The arrows. So make sure, boop, 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 boop.
And the line.
Make sure you got the arrows. Remember, that goes on for infinite. That means it goes on forever and ever and ever and ever.
So what does say? It is a formation of infinite points.
Yep, that goes on forever. Let's add that. That's a good idea. Let's add goes on forever.
It's like does something like this count? It's like loops.
Goes on forever and ever.
Well, would it still count if like it loops?
Mm-hmm. Yeah.
Oh.
Yeah. So lines don't have to be straight. Lines can go curvy, crooked. Yeah. Perfect. Now, here's one thing that's great about writing in color. Someone said back there, I think, that one of the important parts was the arrows, right? Well, guess what? Why don't you draw the arrows in a different color to remind yourself that's the important part? That's the great thing about writing it on their iPads, the colors and all that. All right? And do it what works best for you.
Mr. Adam already said this, but like if you don't put the arrows on it, you're gonna get it off on the quiz.
Yeah. It's a totally different thing without the arrows. With one arrow, totally different thing. And in geometry, we pick you like that.
Pretty sure the thing with one arrow would probably be a ray.
You are correct. Questions on the line before we go down the line segment? Remember, if you got questions, please ask. All right, line segment. Let's draw a picture of a line segment. We'll go in different orders. So let's use beautiful purple, one of my favorite colors. All right, here's my line segment. You guys tell me about it. What do you notice about difference between this line segment compared to a line?
No arrow.
No arrows. It does not go in infinite directions. Yeah, it has a beginning and an end. Yeah, perfect. Those are all wonderful things. Let's write those in our definition. I like the beginning and end. Oh, you know what? I must not have charged my pencil or something. So it has beginning and an end.
Can't you use it while it's charging?
What's that?
Can't you use it while it's charging?
No, I have the Carter. I have the Apple Pen Pro.
Not very pro.
I know it sucks. I got hosed on the price. All right. How do we write that? Beginning and end, or it has a beginning and end? Oh, start and end. Has a start and end. Okay, I like that. So has a start and an end point. Now here's a hard part. Which one's the starting point? Here, let me put this down. Let's do A and B. Which one's the starting point, A or B? It don't matter. So if you're going left to right, it's A. If you're going right to left, it's B. So that means there's two ways we can write this. We can go AB or BA, which is what Mr. D and I are. We're BAs. Does anybody know what BA means?
Starting point and an end point, just as a.
Oh, sorry. Start point. Dang it. Sorry. I have my short attention span. Okay. So it has a start, being point, and end point.
That word end point is gonna come back.
Yes. All right. Also, how many points do you think are between A and B? A whole ton, an infinite amount. Even though it looks like there's a finite amount or a limited amount in between the two, the more you zoom in, the more you can put points. The more you can zoom in. You can zoom in forever, right? You can go zoom in all the way to an atom. So there's an infinite number of points in between, but we don't.
Actually, you can zoom into like a glycol thing. That's not an atom.
Oh, I don't know what that is.
Not necessarily, because at some point you would stop zooming in, but there is a lot of points.
Yep. And there you go. That's what you need to put above the A, B, or BA, depending on how you're looking at it. And you can name these any letters you want. has a starting point and end point. All right, so on the test or quiz that we're gonna have, it's gonna say, name this line in 2 different ways. And here, or line segment in 2 different ways. This would be your answer. AB is one way you can name it. BA is another way you can name it. All right?
Like, why not just have it be point A to point B?
It's too easy. We gotta make it hard. We gotta be difficult.
Okay.
All right, array. Let's draw what array looks like. See if you guys can tell me what's up. First, I want to tell you I drew this wrong. I'll tell you why in a sec. But what do you notice about the actual line part of the array that makes it different?
There's a dot and
Yeah,
a line.
there's a beginning and there's a beginning point and no end, right? It goes on forever. So let's write that down. So beginning point goes on forever. Whoops. Forever. Yeah.
Beginning.
So beginning point goes on forever.
Has a beginning but no end.
Beginning but no end. Perfect. How does anybody know why I drew my array wrong? I drew the actual line part correctly, but what do you need to have a line? How many points? You need to have at least 2, right? So I need to make another one.
Arrow, color change. That arrow.
Oh yeah, do that.
Does it have to be a different color?
You can if you want. You don't have to. You do it as whatever best for you. So remember, when you draw a line, you gotta have 2 points, right? Now this one actually has a begin. This one actually has a place where it starts. It always starts at the point. All right, so in this case, this one would be called BC. BC. Love myself some BC. So it looks like this, so BC.
BC.
Now, where's the endpoint at? Oh, is the endpoint over the B or the C? The B, right? So it starts at B. So you have to list B first. So it goes like this. There you go.
And just like the picture,
Yeah, it looks.
think of array kind of like array of sunshine. It starts at a certain spot, it goes on forever.
Yup.
Glad that we're already clicking on this together.
Perfect. Now I want to show you how one is drawn in a different manner, like a different direction. Where does our line start at? In this case, in the red.
Point B. Oh, never mind. Point D.
Close. F. It starts, remember, it starts at the end point. This is the tricky one. The rays have a specific starting point. So in this case, you would name it FD. With a ray on top. So it looks like this. Maybe. There you go. Ah, purple. FD.
What is FD?
Oh, I'm referring to this one. I just wanted to draw it in like a different direction, just to show you how to write the actual word or the actual thing for it. All right, so when you're drawing a ray, the ray of sunshine, the starting point always goes first. So that one is very specific, so be careful. All right? We are very picky in geometry about how things are written. Very picky. Almost borderline OCD.
At that point, you basically have OCD, but just can't get it medically certified.
Yeah, true. Good point. Yeah, my therapist won't say yes, even though I can't touch handrailings. I refuse to touch handrailings. I'd rather fall down the escalator. Mm-hmm. I'd rather go boom, boom down the escalator. I was in the Galleria once, and I was going up the escalator, and the light was shining down right on the railings. That was the oiliest, nastiest thing I've ever seen.
What?
Mm-hmm. So I won't touch it. I'd rather fall. I didn't have safety goggles at the time. All right, so let's see. Questions on those 4. Those are like the 4 main ones we're gonna start working with first. But questions on those 4? What's up? Yeah, we got 1 left. We're gonna do a plane, and then we will talk. We're not talking about all these today. We might skip around a little bit to get some 2 important ones. We'll do a couple more, and we'll be done. Good news, you have no homework today. We're just going over these words because I want you guys to know these words. All right, a plane. We are not talking about the thing you fly in. We're talking about something that looks a little something like this.
A square.
Yep, a square. You can draw a square. You can draw, oops. Here, I'll draw a square.
Although I don't remember what a plane is exactly, I know what it looks like.
See, look at that. I held my pencil down and it made an actual decent rectangle because I cannot draw a 4-sided shape. Like if I go like this, there, that's my 4-sided shape. Janky.
I mean, it's not terrible. It's
Well, thank you. I appreciate that.
It's still somewhat consistent.
Because you're not drawing it carefully. If you go slowly, you will go fine.
You know, if I do this maybe, if I do dots, maybe I'll do better.
I'm pretty sure it's less so about speed,
There
more
we go.
so about control. Because if you go too fast,
Oh, I got no
you're
control.
not trouble. But if you go too slow, it'll also turn into.
Planes can be slanted as well. A good example of a plane is a piece of paper, a wall, floor. This is a plane, like the iPad cover is a plane.
Are you a plane?
I'm fat, so I'm a 3D plane.
No, like,
Oh,
does it have to be 2D to be a plane?
yes. Yes, a plane is 2D. That's a great distinction. So let's do that. 2D,
Then what is a cube?
Oh,
just a 3D plane, I guess. 2D. How many points make up a plane? If you look at our shape, 4. Perfect, 4. So 4 points make up a plane. Awesome. So let's go ahead and label our points. Label them whatever letters you want. I'll just do, I guess A, B, C, D. I don't know.
Why can't like a triangle be a plane?
Yeah, that's a great question.
'Cause it doesn't have 4.
Yeah, they have to have 4 points. It's really strange. Because you would think anything that's a 2D shape could be a plane. Yep, that's a great question. Some math nerd out there was like, it must have 4 points. Blah, 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 blah. I'm a math nerd.
Yeah, I mean,
How many points are in the middle? How many points are inside? Infinite. Yep, infinite. And also, picture a plane as just like having infinite space on the inside. All right? I like that. I'm going to write that down.
so like some sort of liminal space that appears finite but is actually infinite.
Yep, exactly. Well said, actually. Very well said. That says infinite space inside. Maybe I should make my lines thinner. Maybe that's I could read it better. Infinite space inside. All right. So let's work on how to label these or name it. Naming these are a little bit tricky. Actually, a lot tricky because there's tons of different ways of doing it. I need you to add one thing on the inside, though. Looks a little something like this. I am not very good at writing italicized letters. You know, letters that are in italics. This letter is supposed to be in italics. All right.
What is it, italic?
So just make a letter anywhere and make it. I'm gonna make a cursive L or an italicized L.
Oh, italicized is cursive.
Yeah, italicized is just basically a fancy L, a cursive L. That's what that is. That's an L.
You
All right.
literally just could have said cursive and I would have understood better.
I didn't know you guys even did cursive anymore. Do you guys do cursive?
No, not really, but I do remember some.
Elementary.
I never do cursive unless I'm assigning the student's signature.
Right. I feel like no one can do signatures anymore though, because no one can. You guys got to work on your autographs.
I'll leave it.
When you're famous, you got to have that sweet autograph everybody wants.
Yeah. When they say print your name, I write it. When they say signature, I
Oh, they do that? Oh.
I don't even use cursive.
All right. So here's the hard part. Naming what a plane is. when you name a plane, you have to have at least 3 letters to name a plane. I like to do mine in 4, but in the books do 3, but you can also do 4. So for example, plane, but you gotta do it in order. You can't do this. You can't do plane A, C, D, B. So you cannot go like this, A to C to D to B. That doesn't work. What do I have to do you think?
You have to follow.
Be in order. Yep, it's gotta be in order. It does not have to be in alphabetical order though. So for example, I can do it plain A, B, C, D. I could also do plain B, C, D, A. As long as it's in order. It does not have to be alphabetical order. The other way that the book or sometimes standardized tests do it is like this. They'll just name 3 letters, like A, B, C. I like the 4 letters, but it's up to you what you want to do.
When you do it, you should be able to trace the letters. That's kind of what you
Yes.
like in order. You get to like go around the perimeter. You can't like cut through the shape.
Yeah, so that's a great point. So when you go back, like if you want to check yourself before you wreck yourself, like start off at like C, and let's say I do C to B, well then I got to go to A, and then I got to go to D. All right, so it's got to go in order. That's a great point. All right, here's the last way of doing it. Plane. Oh, hey, that's the key. Erase that, hold on. Plane. Okay, still thick. What was the italicized letter in there? L. So you can do plain italicized letter. That's the only other way. All right? And the italicized letter is not a point. It's just a way of, another way of saying, or calling it something. All right? And they'll do that to lines too. Sometimes lines will have names like line L or line K or something. There's one more we want to do and then we'll be done. It's on the 3rd page, I believe. It's angle. I want to do angle, so find angle. Angle is the other one we're going to use a lot of. So go to angle, which is at the top of the 3rd page. All right. An angle is 2 rays joined at their endpoints. And we'll draw a nice picture of that here in a sec. 2 rays joined at their endpoints means they go on forever and they start at the same place. Remember, use different colors. All right, this is a very important word. We're going to use this word for like so many times. I got to highlight this somehow. Do I have a different? I'll use purple. Don't know if you guys have heard that word vertex before. Where the 2 rays meet, and we're going to draw a picture of this, is called the vertex. All right, we're going to refer to that so many times. All right, so here's what my awful handwriting says. 2 rays join at their endpoints. Where they meet is called the vertex. All right. So I'm going to draw a picture of an angle here. I drew my angle completely wrong, by the way. Anybody know what I did wrong? It's supposed to be 2 rays.
You forgot to add the endpoint at the vertex.
Okay, let me add that. Awesome. One thing I forgot. What else?
Arrows?
Arrows.
Do you mean that they join at the beginning? Because if that's the end point, I don't see where they join.
Yeah, they refer to, okay, that's a good point. Thank you for the question. Good point. The beginning points, check this out. Geometry people must have been bored or real evil. They call beginning points also endpoints. Isn't that awesome?
What's the beginning, what's the end?
Yeah, what's the beginning or the end? I don't know.
I feel like the beginning is the end.
That's
The end
I
is the
I
beginning.
conduct this.
Too early, too early. My brain has exploded. All right, so here, let's label this. We'll say A, B, and C.
That's why I don't like infinity.
When are we gonna get to the good stuff? Like,
This is the good stuff.
at this point, I shouldn't even pay attention. This shit is useless.
All right, your vertex is right here. Your vertex is angle A. Your vertex is A. So if it asks you for your vertex, you write down A. So vertex equals A, or point A, sorry. I guess we should say point A. Because I gotta know what you're talking about, point A. Now, in order to label this, you can do it a couple different ways. Here's a symbol for angle. It's just the less than symbol, basically. All right, so that means angle. And then you could do the vertex. So angle A, there you go. So you can name it with a vertex.
So like, are we gonna get into like acute angles?
Mm-hmm.
Okay, so then I guess this isn't just. I guess this isn't useless yet. I just gotta get past this part.
It's gotta suffer through it.
Not really suffer through it. I just gotta like, just continue.
Just continue on continuing.
Yeah.
Here are the other two ways you can name it.
It's not really that bad. It's just like this part is just like useful to me.
What do these two angle names have in common? Like the A's in the middle. Perfect. You got to make sure if you're using three letters, your vertex is in the middle. All right. So. All right, there we go. That is our day today.
Is it me or is it easier, like it gets done faster if we write letters down, like lowercase?
Oh, yeah, totally faster. Yeah.
Yeah, depending on.
Oh, that's a good point. Hold on.
Depending on the level.
It feels
I need to say
faster
this.
when you write in like all uppercase, it feels like it's slower than lowercase.
Mm-hmm. I agree with that.
Depending on what I'm writing, I prefer to fluctuate between like lowercase and uppercase, because sometimes lowercase
Okay.
is easier to write, sometimes uppercase is easier to write.
Someone just brought up a great point that I have to tell you.
Yeah, point.
There is a big distinction in geometry between an uppercase letter and a lowercase letter. Angles are always uppercase letters. All right. So I'm just going to put a little caveat. Do you guys know what caveat means? Latin for warning. There's a warning. Warning. Angles must be capital letters.
Caveat, I thought that meant like consequence, or like is negative result.
Okay, yeah, it's a warning. Consequence. Yeah.
Yeah, caveat is probably like
Caveat
consequence of an action or something like that. That's how I saw it anyway.
All right, there it is. That's today.